Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Janelle Riley. Thank you. I'm an editor at Variety. I am so thrilled to be here today with everyone's obsession, Only Murders in the Building. And at this time, please join me in welcoming tonight's guests. I want to start with an award-winning singer-actor who so perfectly channels Mabel and is also an executive producer on the series. Please welcome Selena Gomez.
Where do you want me?
If you want either one,
Okay.
but
I'll take
given my choice, yes. Also joining us, we have the Tony and Emmy Award-winning actor who plays the non-Tony Award-winning Detective Oliver in the show. He is, of course, also an executive producer on the series. Please welcome Martin Short. Finally, please welcome via satellite the actor who portrays Charles. He is a creator, executive producer, and writer on the show. He probably also did the craft services. He is a Grammy Award and honorary Academy Award recipient. Please welcome Steve Martin.
Hi, what song did you want me to play?
Wrong night.
You know my tunes, Oh, sorry.
I sure do.
This is so funny because...
It's so amazing. And this is true that, I have a new grandchild. And Steve just last week came over with his banjo and the baby immediately pretended to fall asleep.
I don't want to quote you to you, but I went to, when Steve got his AFI achievement, you roasted him. And do you remember your line about the banjo?
I did. What did I say?
It was spending time with Steve is a lot like the movie Deliverance.
Oh, yes. Spending time with Steve is a lot like the movie Deliverance. It's all fun and games until the banjos come out. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say goodnight. And it's been really great.
Hi, Steve.
Selena, how are you? You're my favorite of everyone on the show.
Thank you so much. You're
Yeah.
my favorite, too.
Oh, isn't that great? Oh.
I know.
Well,
I don't know.
this is an audience of your fellow SAG-AFTRA actors. So I actually always like to start by asking, how did you get your SAG card? What was the job that brought...
Can I ask one question?
Of course.
Shouldn't Steve be facing the
He
audience?
is.
Look, he's next to us.
Am I not? No. But thank you for that.
Because I've seen him.
Yeah. I'm over sort of at the corner of the stage down
God,
low.
right behind you.
as per your direction.
I'm
Yes,
not
please.
gonna lie. I don't remember, but I do remember when I received it. I put it in my wallet, and I was just like, "Guys, I've made it. It's good." I was really, really proud.
Martin, what about for you? Do you remember what brought you your SAG card? Because I know you started far away in Canada.
No, there wasn't a SAG card. It would be AFTRA in
Okay.
Canada. SAG card, I guess, would have been... I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I did a series in 1979 called The Associates with James L. Brooks on ABC. We didn't last, and that would have been the first SAG card because it was a film show.
I've never even heard of this show.
Well, you in America.
I remember when I first got my SAG card, and it was a week ago when I heard they had awards. First of all, I can't hear anyone laughing, so I have no idea if there was silence.
There's a reason
I'll
for
laugh
that.
for you.
Was it a medium?
There is
Marty?
a reason
Was
for
it
that, Steve.
Oh, thank you.
Usually what
You're a
elicits
good
laughter
friend.
is a comedic idea.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But,
This is all
I heard
they
that
do.
laugh. Yeah, I hear nothing when I say something funny, or what I assume would be funny. Selena,
funny.
I just want to say, we just love seeing you, even when it's this way, But pretty soon we're going to be back on season 2, and we're going to be face-to-face doing the thing where you don't laugh at things we think are funny, and then you do laugh at things we just say, ordinarily.
is this true? Because I would think one of the hardest parts of your job would be not laughing during takes.
Well, I will say that's very difficult, but most of the time I don't understand what they're saying. So I'm just sitting there kind of like...
When we were doing the scene car with Nathan Lane, and they started on our coverage first, but he had all the dialogue. And, it is a comedy. So I'm kind of like reacting and that. And Nathan goes completely hysterical. He says, I can't do that. It's like working with Martha Ray. And Selena says, who's Martha Ray?
Oh, she sold dentures.
No, I genuinely, I love their humor. And when I get it, it hits me good.
I would say, and I think it's a good thing, it's like 1 out of 3.
I think I've said multiple times, like, guys, okay, like, stop. Or I'll be like, Marty, stop, because he'll be singing and dancing and doing stuff. And just, yeah, they're a hoot.
Breathe in, breathe out, and stop it.
If you ever need a human bouncy castle, we have Marty. I still don't hear any laughs, not one laugh.
I'm laughing.
Not even us. You can't hear us. I'd actually love to start at the beginning with Steve, because you co-created the show with John Hoffman. I'm sort of curious, what was the initial spark or idea for the show, or was it, really just about doing something with your friends?
Now, it's funny, because are you looking at my television image? Because I'm
looking at you sitting next to Martin on the stage. Is it
Can
better
you
if I
tell
look
me what I look like? Can the camera move over?
You look very well read. You've got a lot of impressive.
God.
You look like
Oh,
Steve
my
Martin
God.
if he had just been carried out of Shangri-La. It's literary, ignore it.
The idea came to me, and this is actually a lengthy story. So if Marty and Selena want to leave, that's completely fine. All right. No, I'm going to make this as quick as possible. We had a friend named Sandy Gallen, and Sandy Gallen was a great kind of producer. It's a strange combo. It's a little bit like Ellen DeGeneres. It's like a producer and a house flipper. So Sandy Gallen, I was at his party, and there was a big show business party in his apartment, and there was some older actors there, and I actually remember who they were. It was Ron Rifkin, Joel Grey, and help me, Marty.
Those are the only two I remember.
Well, anyway, and someone else, Bob Balaban. And Sandy Gallen came over to me, and he said, you know what? He said, you should write something for those 3 guys. I thought, what a great idea. And I immediately went to 3 older guys living in a building, and they solved crime. And for, I think, 10 years, I carried this around, and I just kept kind of formulating it. And then one day at an accidental lunch, agents set up a lunch like that's going to be fun for you. And then at the last second with Dan Fogelman and Jess Rosenthal, and I did the last second, I said, well, I have this one idea. And I said it, and it kind of sounded good. And so literally a year later, it was on the boards.
Wow. And how did one
I
of
haven't
those...
finished. And so then... No, I'm done. I'm kidding.
How did one of those older men living in the building become Selena Gomez, a.k.a. Mabel?
Practicality.
Thanks.
Actually, they suggested Selena Gomez, and I don't know what you said, Marty, but I said, you mean, can we get her? And, it was a sort of miracle. It came from the producer side, and I thought it was a great idea, although I had to look up Selena and see that her credits were more extensive than mine. But it was a great idea from start to finish.
Selena, when I asked Selena after we got it, I said, what did you do when you first heard that you were working with me? And she said, I Googled you.
Wait, did I say that? Okay, good.
He's a good actor. Did you see how convincing it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes,
I
Steve.
looked on Metaverse. That's where I first went to, was Metaverse.
Selena, Mabel is sort of a departure for you. I don't want to say I adore her, and she's very wry, and he just needs the attention. I'm sorry. But, what was sort of your take on her? What interested you in the role and the project?
So I did a Zoom with Jess and John Hoffman and Dan Fogelman and a few of the writers. And I ended up talking about my love for true crime for about an hour. I went to Crime Con with my mom in Boston. No, I think it was Chicago, sorry. And we had the best time. And I grew up watching this stuff. My mom was 16 when she had me, so there was no censorship ever. And we would just watch these shows. And I mean, I think I'm prepared for any sort of like kidnapping situation, but I loved it so much. And I think they really thought the overzealousness was exactly what they wanted for Mabel. And they said, would I be interested? And I thought she was awesome. I couldn't wait to just, give suggestions and create her. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with her next, because it's going to get good. I hate this. What's going on?
No. I raised my hand because no one has ever said, I went to CrimeCon with my mom.
That is
if Marty had
absolutely
said,
true.
I went to CrimeCon with my mom, I'd still be puzzled. But anyway.
It was fun. It was nice. It was a connection that happened. So.
And Martin, for you, did you have any say in your character? Because I can't shake the feeling that Oliver might have some basis in truth, maybe directors you've worked with or people you've encountered in your stage career.
No, I can't think of really a director I've worked with like Oliver. We keep adding things about him that, obviously he's not had tremendous success, and we've seen when he was working with he can be abrupt with people, like in Jerome Robbins. So there's a little bit of, he was notorious for screaming at crews and actors. But no, not really. I've never worked with an Oliver.
I have to be honest. Yes.
Yes, Steve.
The man in the library.
I'm just wondering, because you say to me, when I say, well, I play an actor who longs for his fame in the 90s, you say, gee, what a stretch. And I might say, I don't want to say, the same, never mind. Never mind.
By the way, if you don't hear any laughter, it's because there's not much laughter.
That's my comedian's paranoia. But, I'm figuring the laugh is so big that the gain level shuts it off.
I have to say, I actually think Splash the Musical would do really well on Broadway.
So do I.
Yeah, I understand why, that show got invested and made.
Yeah, I do know this story, which is a true story. A friend of mine was at Spider-Man, the musical. The infamous time when the actor fell.
No, he was there?
She was there, and I said, what was that like? She said, I don't know because I was asleep. Yeah.
Wow.
Show business can be tough.
Yeah. By the way, there's a lot of Spider-Man voters in the audience. So, anyway, never mind for you.
So, Selena, you were already a fan of true crime podcasts. What about the two of you? Did you have your favorites, or was it a whole?
I was not remotely. I find it all. I'm looking for joy in my life, and it's such a sunny day. I think I'll read about a woman who was beheaded. So I don't do that. But Steve, look at this lunatic right now. Steve they're both big true crimers.
What are some of your favorites?
Who?
You.
Who's you?
You, Steve Martin.
Well, to tell you the truth, I first got interested in true crime because of Forensic Files.
We
And the
only have a
reason
certain amount of time, and I have a flight tomorrow. So
Yeah.
if you can just put all your thoughts and kind of squeeze them together and just keep it down to about 12 minutes. And
Well-
action.
You just took my time. But anyway, I liked Forensic Files because it was completely about the solving. It was about the science and the intricate. I really liked that. I did not like crying and emotion and all that. I just want to know the facts of solving the case. Then true crime changed and became more satisfying. No, it became, it got more emotional and about the people, which I kind of cringe about. But I have a fascination with crime solving. For example, CCTV, luminol, fingerprints, DNA, and then that other new thing, that's how they caught the Golden State Killer with like familial DNA.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even know what I'm talking about, do you, Marty?
No, and not only do I not know, I couldn't be more bored.
Yeah, okay. No.
It could be just
I
your
bet-
delivery. I think maybe if
I
read
bet I
about
could
it, I'd
bore
be
you.
intrigued.
I bet I could bore you more. I bet I could.
No, it's all
Selena, back
fascinating.
to you. Talk. Let Selena talk. Come on.
Yeah, Selena, tell me some of your favorite podcasts.
Oh, well, gosh, it's two female girls.
My Favorite Murder?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. So that I've probably listened to, gosh, like over 70, maybe.
Where do you find the time?
What do you mean? There's airplanes and sitting in my bedroom alone with my thoughts.
And working. Also working.
make time.
You listen while you're working.
What?
No, I never mind.
This isn't working, Steve. For
Yeah, I'm
me, it's
sorry.
not working. I don't know where to look.
I actually want to talk about
Listen.
the amazing cast on the show because, in addition to all of you, this is just every week it was like a murderer's row of great actors. I mean, like the idea of Jane Lynch playing Steve's stunt double, like it's brilliant. And of course, the amazing Amy Ryan, who but even like every character pops.
And that minor actor named Nathan Lane.
Not familiar.
And who
Sting.
also was hot.
Oh my
Sting.
God! Yes, can we please talk about Sting? Did you know you could get him when you wrote him into
He's
it, or
so hot.
was it you were dreaming? Is he in person? I've heard this.
Can I tell you
He had to
something?
take his shirt off for
Selena
makeup.
was
Just happened to
in
be
love.
there.
Really?
She fell in love. And I kept saying, hey, but Sting and I are the same age. And she went, yeah, whatever. Look at him.
No, I kept trying to fit in a line of being like, call me. Like I tried so hard to do that, and they were just like, no, it's creepy. I'm like, no, but he's.
No.
It was
No, but-
a
I
nice
should
day on
say,
set.
right, we should clarify that was a line in the scene, not a line between scenes.
Sure,
Because it sounded like that. But
you're
anyway,
right,
yeah.
Uncle Steve.
No, this was later when she knocked on his dressing room door.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I don't want that to be written. No.
No, it's fine. No, it was a line in this that we were improvising an exit from his apartment. But no, he knew every word. He's so accomplished and calm. And what shocked me, if I have like the long speeches he had, yeah, he just didn't even bring his script to the set, and he was doing the New York Times crossword, I think, or Financial Times. Yes, Steve. You're like the
But
queen.
my favorite line in the show is Marty gets on the elevator with Sting and his dog, and Marty's dog. And Marty says to his dog, "Don't stand so close to Sting."
Good.
That's actually. I'm curious. Was there a lot of improvising on set? I would think with the three of you, there's got to be. But you also have to stick to a very specific plot because this is there's a really good mystery that you have to stick to and plot twists and things like that. But
where you would come in with maybe a variation of how a line could be delivered, and then you do it in one of the takes, and then whatever so you always did exactly what the script had written. Yes, Your Majesty.
I would just say Marty would improvise. He would improvise. And then I'd look over to the director and go,
He actually did.
Really?
No, I did not. Did I?
Yes, you did.
Oh,
You
well.
did one time.
Well, as a joke.
But you said it too, Marty. You were like, we're cutting that.
Yeah.
We just watched episodes 1 and 3, and I suspect everyone here has finished the series, but I've been asked not to reveal any spoilers. I do want to talk about, Steve, in the finale, without getting too specific. You pull off this dexterous verbal comedy throughout the whole show, and then you do some of the most amazing physical comedy I have ever seen in my life. It is just stunning. And you wrote that for yourself.
Well, I'll be honest, and it sounds like I'm bragging, but I'm not. But I knew I had this scene where I was supposed to walk funny because I was stoned on poison. And I was lying in bed at night around 2 a.m. and I sort of imagined, said, how could I do this? And then I started thinking about the elevator scene where the door starts closing on my crotch. And I started giggling, and I giggled for about 40 minutes until I woke up my wife, and she said, "What are you laughing at?" I said, "I can't explain it." Now, I'm not saying it's that funny, but it struck me that funny in the moment. And, you know, you kind of have to go, and I quit. I'm sorry, I resigned. I'm sorry I started this. I hate myself. I'm angry at Marty, and I'm angry at Selena. Okay, go ahead.
No, I really want to know how you prepared for that scene and, you know, if you hurt yourself because it looked challenging.
The truth is, for about 2 days after it, I was a bit groggy. And I don't know what that means. Just kind of like, maybe it might have been a calculation. Like, I'm 76, I shouldn't be doing this. You know, or I was actually groggy. I don't know. You know, but try standing upside down, you know, for, you know, 5 minutes. I don't know. It's anyway. But, you know, there's this adrenaline thing that you think, oh, I used to do this. It should be completely fine. I'm making everyone sad, I feel.
Well, what about for the two of you? What ended up being the most challenging moment or scene, either from, you know, a physical point of view, because you guys get thrown around a lot, or even from an emotional one?
We were tied up in the back of...
Yeah, I knew it! Yes. No, you go.
No, you go. We were both there.
I know, but you go.
This is very late on a Friday, I want to say, and it was around 1 in the morning, and now we had to do a scene where we were tied and blindfolded and being thrown around in the back of a truck. And we didn't know, couldn't remember our lines. We didn't know, and none of it, we didn't really believe our lines. It was just something to get through.
It was really, we had hit delirium completely. And the entire time, I didn't give it my best performance because Marty was like, don't worry, we're going to cut this out. We're going to cut all of this out. And I'm like, okay. So I half-assed my scenes, and then I watch it, and nope, they're all there.
Yeah, I know.
But it was really, oh my gosh. Hi, Steve. I love you.
Yeah. By the way, great point for the SAG Awards.
What?
Basically saying you didn't try very hard.
Never mind. You know, I'm just like, I'm here alone, you know.
And
You're
there's a
getting
reason.
laughs. Don't worry.
I'm seeing the on-set dynamic. Maybe you just need someone to explain their jokes to you.
Well, they do. So, and then I like have to sit like think it's funny after they explain it, and then I'll be like, oh, well, yeah, that was funny.
It's nothing
No.
funnier than explaining a
No,
joke.
then she comes back at us with some contemporary song that we're shocked by.
Which one though? Like, which one was the most shocking to you?
What?
Gee, I can't even think of what would. You know which one?
Is it you're such a fucking hoe?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that the song was shocking because we've heard it all. It was that the song was a hit.
Do you know which one?
I don't know. I don't remember. But he did respond to you. You're such a fucking hoe. Yeah.
The what?
It was meant to be funny when we were on set and play all this music for you guys.
That's the joy of being on the set. It's the fun and the
thank
funniness.
you for that unnecessary.
Yeah. But I think it is interesting that the three of us share a kind of philosophy of what a set should feel like and be like, and which is joyful, loose. The crew is laughing. You see the cameraman laughing. And that's our audience, so it makes us happier and us looser, and it's back and forth. And not everyone shares that philosophy, but the three of us did. It made for a very, very nice set.
And now you're going to be back soon shooting season 2. Yes. What can you tell us about this season? Who killed Bunny?
Oh, that was... Oh, you sweet. No, we can't say it.
Did you know, by the way, did you all have your scripts in advance? Did you know who the killer was in season 1? Did you ever think it was you?
I didn't, but they told us towards the end, so we actually had no idea while we were piecing it all together. It was
I'd
fun.
say around script 5 or 6, we started to get wind of who did it.
Selena, you were saying backstage that a lot of people in your life were convinced it was you.
Yeah, no, I still have a friend who thinks now I'm the killer for season 2. She's moved on from me killing this person to thinking she solved the next one.
That would be really bad for season 3.
You know, this was one of those shows that right out of the gate, everybody was talking about, everybody was in love with. It's broken all kinds of records. Have you been surprised at the response? Or you probably knew when you were shooting it you were onto something special, but you also never know what people are going to respond to.
No, I mean, we would get reactions. First of all, we'd see it ourselves and have an opinion, but then we'd hear, oh, the studio feels they're going, oh, they're so happy, and so it was all positive energy going through. But I don't think that any of us assumed that it would be the level of the success that would be like in fantasy. That has come true. Yeah.
I think I always just assume people are going to hate everything I do, so I was very, very pleased and very happy, and honestly couldn't have been luckier to go through it with Steve and Marty. So,
you know, Selena and I start in the same place. We assume everybody's going to hate us. Marty assumes everybody's going to love him. And that's the difference between Marty and me.
Well, he's not wrong, I'd have to say. Well, again, it is such a fantastic show. I want to go back and watch it all over again. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us. And thank you guys for being a great audience.
Thank you so much.
Oh, he's going to play us out. Can you do the theme? Can you do the theme to the show?
Okay, well, let's leave.
Yeah, guys. So Steve's going to play the banjo, so you'll probably want to file out just before that.
Can you play the theme to the show?
No. No, I just did that for a lark.
No, but Steve, you can play the theme to the show, can you not?
No, I cannot play the theme to the show.
All right.
Bye, Steve. I'll see
Thank
you
you
soon.
so much.
Oh. So I'm supposed to hang up and you guys are going to stay there for another 15 minutes? I get it now. Oh, I get it. So
now that Steve has hung up, any questions?
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I love myself. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to say that.